Okay. Hello, my name is Steven Sunday. I am a blockchain consultant with Kusu Consult, a blockchain consulting firm here in Nigeria, and I work with. I'm a Radvocate. What that simply means is I I promote Radix on my space of influence. So, like on all my social media and where, of course, I have a voice. Also, yeah, so the purpose for this video is to be able to create um, and rather to be able to tell my viewers or rather people who would come across the video on what Radix is all about and how they can take advantage of Radix and of course the opportunities that are in the space, I mean the DeFi space, and so on and so forth. So basically I will just give you an overview of what Radix is, and then of course this video is targeted to developers who would be interested in developing DeFi solutions. Um, basically, Radix is a blockchain solution, a DeFi solution rather, that fixes the loopholes that have been identified in most of the blockchain solutions like Ethereum, which most of the DeFi solutions are built on. But first of all, in Africa, we've really seen uh, growing interest around the DeFi solutions, and then of course to Africans owning these solutions because of the advantages of decentralized financing. So quite a number of young startup owners or developers are trying to build a couple of solutions around DeFi, and then of course they are trying to take um, advantage of the solution, or rather advantage of the protocol, to provide very scalable decentralized finance platforms. And a case study of Nigeria, I think I've seen a couple of growing interests because of the kind of work I do. So I interface with a lot of developers who are having growing interest around DeFi, and of course, they really want to take advantage of this solution. And that's one of the purpose for this video, to give an overview of what Radix is, and then of course to be able to present what advantages there are, in building on Radix and using the protocol for DeFi solutions. So decentralized financing, just we've really seen a massive growth around this technology, and a couple of startups are beginning to say, okay, can we have the solutions for people who cannot really access it? So, for instance, you're building the solutions for Africans and then running an African space and all that. You definitely need to build something that can scale. And then, of course, because for instance, building a solution on Ethereum and then building a solution on some of this new Web 3.0 uh, protocol like Algorand and the rest, they are actually there is actually massive difference, okay, in terms of speed, in terms of scalability, in terms of security and the rest, So Radix has come to actually change the whole decentralized financing story. Okay, it has come to change the narrative around decentralized financing by building a much more scalable solution for entrepreneurs or blockchainpreneurs who are trying to build solutions. Okay, So, for instance, you are a developer who is interested in building a DeFi solution, and with the experience we've had in with Ethereum, transaction fees and all that, people paying as high as 11,000 US dollars for transaction fee, or maybe paying as transaction fees are actually supposed to be spent in cents, and then you for a contract to be able to pull through, you are spending maybe $5, $6, $7, $10, $15. I had experiences actually paying as high as $21 for transaction fee, for gas fees rather. So, uh, you know, no one would uh, want to waste such um, amount of money in transaction fees and all that. You'd actually want to have something with minimal cost and then very efficient and effective. Now, the complaints have, or rather, from my little research, the the stories I gathered were okay. So people had failed transactions who couldn't pull through. The transaction kept going in circles, and then eventually it couldn't pull through. But of course, their gas fees were deducted. Okay, so people wasting very huge amounts of money in uh, paying gas fees. So these are actually some of the limitations that exist right now in the space, and of course, a lot of people wouldn't want these to pull through. So they would of course look for alternatives, and Radix has come up with something very different, something to change, like I said, to change the whole narrative around decentralized financing. Uh, the the Radix has very unique technologies they've introduced, or rather, very unique approach they've introduced. Like you can see on the website, it says Radix was built to solve these issues, like the issues I've identified, the issue of high transaction fee, lack of scalability, because of course you have to agree that Ethereum is actually suffering congestion. That's why most times transactions don't pull through, and then you have failed transactions, but yet you have gas fees being charged and all that. So Radix has come to fix some of these critical issues, because you're building a solution of trust, and then no one should feel cheated in any way. So what I was trying to read is Radix was built to solve these issues, starting with the groundbreaking consensus algorithm, Severus. Radix is the first layer one protocol specifically designed to solve decentralized finance. I bet you, if you go through the white papers, your mind will be blown away. If you go through Radix white paper, right? I'm not exaggerating, but of course, I have sampled opinion. I've asked developers to give me different varying views on Radix, and they really come up with very, very interesting reviews. And that's why I picked up the challenge to put up this video. So Radix has really solved, or rather, has come up with an approach to solve the issues that are faced in decentralized financing ecosystem, and the consensus algorithm they have put together is not really like the conventional algorithms you find around. Radix has come, like I said, and they actually mean it. They want to really change the narrative, right? So, some key highlights. Okay, consensus layer. Now, let me just read this quickly so you could just understand what Radix is trying to achieve and all of that. Meanwhile, like I said, the major target is I want to actually talk to developers who will be building DeFi solutions. I have seen a couple of solutions springing out of Nigeria and, of course, Africa. So I would want to talk specifically to developers to see the possibility of deploying or building on Radix and using Radix protocol and all that. So the consensus layer at the heart of Radix is the novel academically proven consensus algorithm, Severus, providing groundwork, providing the groundwork for delivery of a public network with linear scalability. And this means a public ledger could scale seamlessly, to thousands of nodes and billions of users. Once delivered, this is designed to remove the congestion issues currently faced by Ethereum and others. So you want to talk about congestion on the Ethereum's network. In fact, generally you talk about scalability. Ethereum has not really solved the issue of scalability on her protocol, and Radix is now coming to with a solution that can scale to billions of users. Now, this is I'm not trying remove the hype, remove the sentiments and all that. Um, we need scalable solutions if we actually want to displace um, the traditional or conventional financing uh, systems that we have. You would actually need something very scalable. People are looking for scalable solutions. So if we are not providing scalable solutions, then we're not different from the centralized systems. Okay, then of course it means we're just running around in circles. You know, so what Radix is trying to do is to provide you a solution, a protocol that can scale to billions of users. And this is very fundamental. You're building a solution for Africa. You need speed has to be considered. Um, Scalability has to be considered. So if you're talking about building a solution, a decentralized solution on other protocol, then I would really want to say that you should reconsider, because for me, I wouldn't. And to be quite honest, I stopped taking advantage of the DeFi protocols that are out there because I have lost quite a lot of money in gas fees, and of course, I am an African, so I don't have the luxury of spending, tens of dollars on transaction fees that wouldn't really yield anything for me. So, okay, so yeah, so there's an important note for you here. So, lastly, Severus is designed to provide cross-shade atomic um, composability. This will allow DeFi applications on different shades to simultaneously work together without scaling other applications or transactions. Now, what this simply means is, now this is one of the things that actually caught my attention on Radix. The fact that Radix came up with a solution, right, to be able to allow different applications to work together, right? Not necessarily having to steal any of the applications because a particular resources is needed and then can't be shared on or something like that. But for applications to be able to communicate with one another actually caught my attention. And someone who is, so like I told you, I'm a blockchain consultant, so I work around different blockchain solutions. I have a couple of them to my credits, like Build It. I was a co-founder on Univote, and all that. So if I'm building a solution that doesn't have the capacity to scale, then of course it's actually a very big problem for me. Um, Now I wanted to just quickly run you through the application layer. So the application layer, Radix Engine version 2 is designed to bring the next generation's secure by design DeFi programming tools to help developers build complex financial applications with less bugs and less hacks. So now the thing is, the reason why you have bugs most times in an application is because you want to fetch from different sources. You want to build, you want to use different multiple tools, and then of course you're missing something, you're not adding something right, or you know. So what Radix actually did to make this easier for developers like me and others who are out there is to be able to have um, like an engine room, or rather like a toolbox, all right, whereby whatever you need to build complex financial applications with DeFi purposes, you have all the applications being provided, all right, or rather you have all the tools being provided. Now all you need to do is just to call the tools, those functions are already there. All you need to do is just to be calling the functions and then making sure you're calling them right and all that. And so it's like a solution that gives you the leverage to be able to take out your applications really fast to the market. All right, you don't really need to necessarily spend much time on building, and then of course debugging and all that. You are sure that you have all the necessary tools ready for you to be able to um, have set applications where go to market applications within no time. Uh, this uh, this actually is something that I believe every developer would really want, because for a developer, your aim, or rather your goal, is to be able to have your applications running very smoothly and with less bugs, and then of course less technical issues. You are sure that the applications are very secured, and you would want to have a solution that is free of hack. Okay, or rather, even if there is an attack on the application, but it will have very minimal damage, because you are sure that what was built was very solid. So for Radix, you already have a toolbox, all right, where you have the tools ready, like a library composition where you pick up components from the library to build your applications. So you don't necessarily have to build everything from scratch like you find on other blockchain protocols. You really don't have to begin to build things like begin to build things from the scratch. Already have like templates to use and then build applications. So um, I have um, a very good relationship with uh, National Association of Computer Science Students, and that's where I pick most of the brains I work with, because these guys are really very amazing. So for me, this is an extension, or rather, a call for these guys who are in one way or the other studying computer science or having interest in programming, and then of course blockchain programming, and then decentralized financing. You have key interests there. You could be able to look at this video and then see where you can pick up something from there. So for me, this is now there are some case studies I would want. Okay, so now case studies that Radix was able to, or rather, ecosystem and case study. Let's just look at just briefly. All right. So these are the announced partners that Radix already have, just to be able to make sure that you have very solid solution out there. Now, the thing is, what a lot of these protocols that I've actually interfaced with are missing is the fact that they are actually aligning with people who are not taking, who are not really going to be key, in pushing the technology out. So, but Radix has actually carefully selected partners and have partnered with these guys. You can see Rain, Stakehond, sorry, Agent, uh, Mother, sorry, Nilda, Copper, and then of course these are actually uh, solutions. These are actually companies, or rather partners, that have aligned with Radix to be able to take your game to the next level. All right. Why I said your game is because these solutions are out there for you to be able to take advantage of it. Of course, myself and my team are already looking at the possibility of exploring the DeFi solution. And when I came across Radix, I quickly told them, let's see how we can, you know, peg around this. And actually, that was that was even one of the things that made me to join the Radvocate team, and then of course see what I can do as contribute. So I've written quite a number of articles for Radix. Um, I've also written. Oh no, I've also developed infographics, and of course some little 1 minute, 2 minutes explainer videos. So you could actually take advantage of this and then see um, where you can go with it. But of course, for me, um, I am definitely going to be exploring my possibilities of building DeFi solutions around Radix. And Kusu Consult, like I said, is a blockchain consulting firm that is ready and willing to have uh, these solutions, rather to help people build blockchain solutions. So of course, this will be one of our recommendations from Kusu Consult for people to explore Radix and see where they can go from there. Thank you very much.